The two men accompanied the pilgrims till they came in sight of the gate. Between the pilgrims and the gate was a river. There was no bridge to go over, and the water was very deep. The pilgrims were stunned at the sight, but the men that went with them said, "You must go through the water, or you cannot go in at the gate." In obedience to the words of the men, Christian and Hopeful went down into the water with fear and trembling. As they felt the waters closing over them, Christian began to sink and cried out to his friend, "I sink in deep waters. The billows go over my head." Then said Hopeful, "Be of good cheer, my brother. I feel the bottom. It is sound." But Christian replied, "Oh, my friend, the sorrows of death have encompassed me. I shall not see the land that flows with milk and honey." Then a horror of great darkness fell upon him. Christian's heart fainted for fear that he would drown in the river and never enter the celestial city. He could neither remember nor talk any more of grace and peace. For a while, Hopeful had all he could do to keep his brother's head above the water. Christian would not be comforted until he heard Hopeful say, "Jesus Christ makes thee whole." Then they both took courage until they were gone over and felt the ground firm under their feet. On the other side, they saw the two shining ones waiting for them. They saluted the pilgrims and said, "We are ministering spirits sent by the Lord for help. Now I saw in my dream that the celestial city stood upon a hill." The pilgrims went up the hill with ease, for they had the two shining men to lead them. As they were drawing toward the gate, behold, a company of the heavenly host came out to meet them. To this company the shining ones said, "These are the men who loved our Lord when they were in the world and have left all for his holy name." There came out also at this time to meet them several of the king's trumpeters, who made heaven echo with the sound of the melodious music. These trumpeters saluted Christian and his fellow with 10,000 welcomes. Thus the pilgrims came to the gate. Then I saw that the shining ones bade them call at the gate, and when they did, Enoch, Moses, and Elijah looked over the walls. To them it was said, "These pilgrims have journeyed here for the love they bear the king." The pilgrims handed in their certificates, which they had received at the narrow gate. These were carried in unto the king. When he had read them, he said, "Where are these men?" "They are standing outside the gate," he was told. Then the king commanded to open the gates and bring them in. Now I saw in my dream that Christian and Hopeful went in through the gate, and lo, as they entered, they were transfigured, and they had raiment put on them that shone like gold. They were also given harps and crowns. I heard all the bells in the city ring for joy, and it was said unto them, "Enter ye into the joy of your Lord." I also heard the men themselves sing with loud voices, "Blessing and honor and glory and power be unto him that sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb forever and ever." I turned to look back and saw Ignorance come up to the river. He got over with the little difficulty, for Wayne Hope, a ferryman, rowed him over in his boat. Ignorance likewise climbed the hill and came to the gate, only he came alone, neither did any man welcome him. When Ignorance knocked on the gate, the men who looked over the wall asked, "Where did you come from? What do you want?" He answered, "I have eaten and drunken in the presence of the king, and he has taught in our streets." Then they asked for his certificate. He fumbled in his bosom for one, but he found none. So the angels went in and told the king that Ignorance had arrived. But the king spoke, "Take him out, bind him hand and foot, and take him away." Then they took him up and carried him through the air to the door that I saw in the side of the hill, and cast him inside. Then I saw that there was a way to hell, even from the gates of heaven. So I awoke, and behold, it was a dream.